Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Guess the WN8, where my viewers submit games and I have to guess their stats based on nothing but their gameplay. This is a paid submission. If you want to guarantee your gameplay is used, look in the description for details on how to do that. Oh, he's a stock chopper. I'm going to look at tanks.gg so that I know what the stock chopper's like. I'll be right back. So the only way that these hit points make sense is if we are using the upgraded turret with the same gun, because it only has one gun as far as I know, with improved hardening, not in a hardening slot. So very unusual setup here from what I can see. Let's see how we work it on Ruinberg in a Tier 9 game. Perhaps we'll get a random event that adds drama to proceedings. Let's see his teammate wishing him good luck there. That's always nice to see. 235 pen 203 was standard, I believe. Gonna be slightly difficult to manage in a Tier 9 game, but there are only 2 Tier 9s, and a large contingent of those Tier 8s won't exactly trouble him when it comes to penetrating them. Ooh, switching to double shot right off the bat, interesting. Probably correct, given that you don't want to expose for a large period of time when you're not top tier. Let's see if we can get a decent connection. Alpha damage is 230 on this British tank, and that is a commonality with a lot of British tanks. You find it on the Centurion Mark 1 as an example, and the Mark 5 one, I believe, has 230. Like, instinctively we think of 240 damage guns, like the 90 mils of the Americans, often 240. I think instinctively a lot of players carrying that over when thinking about guns that do around this damage, but no, there is a half-decent amount of variation. The British here wielding 230, and tanks like the ELC even 90 actually do 220 with that 90mm gun, and it does make a difference. It is something worth noting, and queuing up another double shot here. 0.1 accuracy, not paying dividends there against that Bulldog YOLOing in. Odd behaviour though, because there's no arty that he's going looking for, so most likely just going to run into a lot of trouble. And that random event causing chaos, I'll have to see that. Now we got 0.36 accuracy when we're working with the single shot here, but we do go up to, sort of, as I say, over 1 accuracy when we're double shotting, so it is a bit of a shitfest. Like, you never know really when you're going to connect a double shot and when you're not. But certainly if we can connect with the thinner armor above the tracks at the back of the T95, up and high, up, I mean, taking the track off, force him to use his repair kit, it's a fair decision. Although I reckon you might have stood a chance at penetrating if you shot high. Although, hold up, that's a very nice thing to be able to shoot at. 50mm of flat armor on the rear here. Now in this situation we really shouldn't be in double shot mode. Our DPM is substantially worse when we're in double shot, as far as I understand. Let me check that. Ladies and gentlemen, I am talking bollocks. This is why I fact-check myself, so I can learn. That way, next time, I won't be so shite. But the DPM is exactly the same. I genuinely had no idea about that. I always thought that your DPM went down. Apparently, it doesn't. So I've become educated. Huzzah! Right, so 430. Oh, let's think about caliber. What's the caliber of this tank? Oh, I want to know what's the caliber. Caliber! 20 pounder. I don't know what that means. I'm bad. 83. So the reason that I think that's important for this specific engagement is because of a very niche weak spot that not a lot of people appreciate on the 430, and it's particularly relevant when you're talking about engaging this tank from a lower tier than it. You see this bit of armor right here, This is 40 millimeters. Meaning it can get overmatched by anything above a 120mm gun. And a lot of tanks have that around tier 7, tier 8. Right? So when you are facing a lot of dangerous tier 9 mediums, it's nice to be aware that if your gun is a higher caliber than 120, you can just overmatch this area on the 430. Let's just have a look at what that looks like visually. You can see the distinction. It's above this line where you get that overmatch there. So if you're looking for a shot with like an IS on maybe a hold down 430 and you can only see the top, then that is a viable shot. That is a viable overmatch, just like the Cupola, but potentially an easier shot. So let's move on. Are we going to be able to connect ABCR through the lower plate? 2 shells straight through the lower plate. Lovely. It's worth noting that the RNG of the shells that come out of the double barrel tanks are the same. So they will always hit the same place. The shells don't have different RNG calculations. The accuracy of both shells is exactly the same. As far as I understand it, though, the penetration is different for each. I'm gonna fact check myself again. Yeah, so penetration and alpha damage for each shell that comes out of your barrel is calculated individually, but the accuracy, the dispersion of where those shells will go is calculated the same for both. So, yeah, fun, here we go. Kafoom! It's one of the best things that Water Tanks has introduced as of late. He's been in the game for a while now, but I do love the sound design of the double shot tanks. They really are splendid, and this is questionable utilizing a double shot at this kind of distance. Only connects one. Takes a bounce from AT-34. That's just fine. Still loading premium at this point, really not necessary, but starts typing out here and again. Double shotting at this distance is causing you a lot of trouble. It is reducing your effective DPM, right? As fun as it may be, as beautiful as it may sound, to rip apart the sky with that kafooming, thunderous clamor. And we get a GG in chat from Alpheus here. A fair game, a average game, a decent game somewhere in that vicinity. And we stop in cap waiting for the game to finish off. Okay. There's people are pleasant in this game, that's nice. Okay, so what am I thinking? It feels very average. There's no studious use of the double shot and switching from one to the other. You know, if he was a really good player, he would have thought that he had better DPM in single shot mode when he actually didn't, and he would have switched out a double shot. But yeah, I think something to work on is utilizing double shot less when it's less reliable, because, I mean, one, accuracy is insane. So utilizing it at any kind of distance is really questionable because it changes your effective DPM. Right? You're essentially going to be able to penetrate half as many shots if you even connect them at all. Like, the difference between 0.36 accuracy and 1.15 or whatever is unbelievable. So, let's come up with an estimate for Alephus. I feel like I recognize that name. Alephus. You might have been involved in an event of mine in the past. I want to say 51%. I feel like... I mean, it recognized in chat it was a bottom tier tank in a tier 9 game, so he's looking at the team list at least. I'm going to go 51%, and let me come up with a WN8 value. Okay, so my estimate is 51.46% wins and 1,839 WN8. So, let's have a look. Ooh, okay, better than I thought. Quite substantially better than I thought in terms of win rate. Not bad at all. 49,000 games overall and still climbing up in the stats. Love to see that. Okay. I got really close to the WN8 though. Interesting. Okay, well, thank you so much, Alephus, for sending that replay in. I do appreciate that. If you want to guarantee that your replay gets used in an episode, then you can look in the description. If you enjoy this series, you can also look in the description for the next and previous episodes, and consider channel membership if you want to get early access to my videos as soon as they are uploaded. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Humanity peaks at our community manager. He is mentally jacked and strengthening our backs just like the corner weight on the turret of the challenger. Cause if we find ourselves in a crappy mood, you will brighten our day just through your attitude. Steven and Peabody, badass crew. So please take the song as a token of my gratitude.